Guys, I'm Riley.
Hello.
Welcome again to Riffs and Gigs. And today I've got the brilliant Thorn in from
Hello.
wherever we
Hello.
are
Hello.
today.
Hello.
So, as I was saying quickly before we started recording, this is actually the first one I've done where you're all in separate rooms, which is excellent. So, just briefly introduce yourselves quickly, what you do in the band, and then we can go from there.
Sure,
However,
yeah.
who you start with, I'll let you decide.
My name's Jack. I do the vocals in Thorn.
I'm Ferg and I do shredding lead guitar. Who's gonna be?
Are we gonna go? Or will I go?
Who's guitarist first?
Drummers always last.
I'm Cameron. I play rhythm guitar.
And I'm Louis, and I'm the drummer.
And then you obviously said that your bassist couldn't make it today.
Yeah, he's a bit
Yes.
ill, unfortunately, but we love
Yeah.
him. He's called Jack as well.
But no, it happens, and hopefully he's feeling a lot better soon. Hopefully, by the time that this goes live,
I hope
Yeah,
so.
Hopefully.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
he's feeling a lot better. So, you guys are very much a new band.
Mm.
I mean, you've got your debut single at the time of recording. It's not out yet, but at the time of release, it should be.
Yeah.
But
Woo.
you've got your debut single approaching. You've got a few shows under your belt already. Is this your first band for you guys, or kind of what's your prior experience to Thorn?
Well, I guess we've all been in projects before, haven't we? I know Louis in loads quite still, being such a talented drummer. But but yeah, I guess we've all done quite a lot of stuff in the past. But personally, like Thorn is the first thing that has properly stuck with me that I just really enjoy. Super excited about it. But yeah, you guys have been in plenty of bands, haven't you?
yeah, and
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
funnily enough, me and Jack, we go way, 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 way back
We
to,
do.
to like high school sixth form days, where
Yes.
we actually played in a few like high school bands together.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
many years ago.
We're from Birmingham, me and Ferg. Or we went to school just outside of Birmingham in a
Yeah.
place called Hagley. And yeah, we did loads. Then we did like Irish bands. We did the 80s
Yeah.
band, which was the highlight, I think. We did a thing called a Pyramid Concert, which was in the Birmingham Town Hall, which was like at the time that was awesome. We were
Yeah, it
like,
was like the biggest show we ever played.
yeah, with like it was a lot of fun, that one. Yeah.
And now we're in Leeds. I followed
Yeah,
him
I think
to
I think
Leeds.
most of us have you two tailgated each other. I think that, yeah, most of us went to like some sort of music uni or college, and so I think a lot of us have that have come is now, which is actually a good band with good people, which is ultimately, yeah, it's fun, it's a good time.
I mean that's the thing when you've got the people and you've got that connection, that makes it so much nicer and easier.
Big time.
So it's great that you guys
Agreed.
have got,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so it's great that you guys have got this sort of that closeness already this early on, and obviously going way back together, that helps as well.
Yeah, I mean the band's actually evolved quite a lot already, considering we haven't put a single out yet. I mean, me and Ferg sort of started the idea of quite a long time ago, probably like 6 months ago ish. And yeah, we just sort of got different people involved, just a different drummer, and Cameron was a new addition a bit later down the road as well. Because I was doing rhythm guitar as well as vocals, but thought it would just be easier to do the vocals and get another guitarist in, and Cam was obviously the first choice. But yeah, Louis came in as well, and ever since Louis came in and Cam sort of joined, that's when it properly clicked, and it was like, oh wow, this could actually shape up to be something really cool, which has resulted in the single Awake, which we're like super excited about. I think it's got
yeah.
a bit of all of us in it.
Yeah.
And has the name always been Thorn, or has there been sort of like an evolution of the name, or kind of how did you guys go, right, this is it, this is what we're going with?
Yeah,
Big, big
it took
time.
us ages. Yeah, it took us so long to get the name.
Our original name was
Yeah.
so wishy-washy.
I mean, I feel like everyone who's been in a band, like currently, can relate to the finding of a name is so hard. Like,
Yeah.
so, like, I mean, I will going on like Spotify, on like the artist search, and just anything that sounded cool. I can't remember like some of the ones we came up with. I was like, I think we were going off like song lyrics. We're, like big Not Loose fans. We were like doing Blinding Faith and stuff like that, and trying to find song lyrics that or song names that would work. But even
Yeah.
that, it was just everything was taken on. But I can't remember how Thorn came about. I think literally listening to like Thorn Hill, and then
Yeah.
it was like Thorn.
Take the hill off.
Just take the hill out.
But it was
And,
probably Holding Space to begin with.
oh yeah, Folding Space. That
Remember
was
that?
the original one. Yeah, yeah.
Back in the
That was
day.
that was actually that stemmed from a Biffy Clyro song, which was
Yeah.
Folding Stars, I believe.
Just
And,
change the second word, and you know.
Yeah, no one knows.
There's no such thing as originality anymore.
You don't
Today,
need originality.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But yeah, Thorn seemed to stick. I think we thought it was quite cool.
I was going to say it's nice, and I mean it's very one word stereotypical, but it sticks. You know, it's a nice strong name, and it's very easy to say
And
Yeah,
to
that's
put on
the-
t-shirts.
and to put on t-shirts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
One
quite a
word.
visual name
Yeah.
as well. I think like visually, you can sort of it like when I remember when we were saying Thorn, it like inspired a lot of visual sort of. You know, like we can do a lot with that actually, like merch ideas or logo ideas, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that was a big help as well.
You'll be doing the KISS approach and just making all manner of sorts of things just with the word Thorn on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We want to get some lunchboxes out there, I reckon.
Yeah, I was going to say lunchbox is the first one. Lunchbox first.
Yeah, lunchbox first.
Tin lunchbox with the single artwork.
That would be.
I'm not
that's
gonna lie
the
though,
dream.
that would so sell. No one does lunchboxes,
No
so if
one
we
does,
did
yeah.
them, everyone would be like, "Dude, I want to buy a lunchbox."
I'd love a lunchbox.
I was
dude.
going to say, I'd buy one. You don't see many bands do tin lunchbox or lunchbox
Dude,
as
no.
merch at all. So
We'd send you a lunchbox, bro.
you'll have a
send one.
customer.
We'll send one to you. You can be the first one we send one to.
Can't guarantee I would use it much, but I still want one. Just to stay on the shelf.
Yeah, collectible.
You're worth millions one day. Like,
Absolutely,
Precisely.
absolutely. People are like,
I'll keep it in the wrapping as well, so completely
Mint condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mint condition.
yeah, we'll do a limited run of lunchboxes. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'll be keeping an eye out. So you mentioned obviously kind of fans of Knocked Loose. You mentioned you kind of had an early name from Biffy Clyro. I'm guessing those are some of your influences, inspirations, or
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we all listen to a similar sort of music, but obviously have our own interests as well. I think we love bands like Not Loose and stuff like that, not only because the music's awesome, but like they're so visually striking. Like the album artwork, the music videos, and the sort of like stories they craft within the music is like awesome. And I think that's something that we're really interested in. Like we love Load as well. Like Load are a big one for us. And you know, that album they put out is just amazing. And sort of how it pieces together throughout. And it's you know, we're big fans of like albums that have like transition tracks in and stuff, you know, like when you listen start to finish and it's got like an intro track and it's got like a 30-second interlude track that is like the most heartbreaking chord you've ever heard, and then it's just like it goes into like a horrible metal disgusting thing. That I think that's what we sort of want to lean into quite a lot, and just try and, you know, be as visually striking as well as like sonically, I guess.
It's those sort of transition tracks that would absolutely make no sense at all if you've got it on a random shuffle in a
Oh
playlist
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it's like when you
That's
add
when you know it's good.
album. Yeah, man.
I think as well, like, sorry, you go.
I think there's nothing worse than sort of like listening to a live album or something and accidentally pressing the shuffle. It's always out of whack or out of order, and you're just like,
yeah. It's
no.
the worst. The worst thing.
I once shuffled an EP.
Yeah, I think as well that like
Louis is like a million.
I'm on a slight delay, you have to remember. So if I talk and you talk, I talk and then I stop because you talk when I talk.
Yeah.
Go on,
No,
Ferg.
you go. You go. You
All right. Yeah, I think as well, like we all obviously have collective inspirations, like architects as well would be a big one. But I think also we have slight differences in our nuances, which kind of bring a lot of interesting ideas. Like I can speak for myself in that for me, issues have been a massive inspiration in my like drum ideas and sort of Josh Manuel's take on bringing loads of like the gospel-y stuff into like metal and bringing lots of like funk grooves. I think in some of the later Thorn stuff, you'll definitely hear more of that. And I think, yeah, we all have our own sort of background in things that we like and things that we take inspiration from, which I think will ultimately just bring such like a interesting sound that's hopefully very refreshing.
Yeah.
Have any of you got any like completely left field or really random influences that would either be surprising or just ones that you're trying to sneak in a little bit?
That's a great question.
That's a fantastic question.
I mean, I love like I don't know if it's like left field. It's like, I love like classical music and like film music. Film music's huge for me. I'm a big like John Williams fan. So like, you know, the way he uses like themes and stuff in his music, like to introduce characters. Like when you're watching like a Star Wars film, you sometimes you know what characters come in before they come because the theme plays. I think like stuff like that is really cool, but it's probably not that left field to be honest. If we're going for like the more theatrical sort of visual style, but
I think it
yeah.
complements it well,
Pardon?
like kind of the whole like classical kind of approach, like kind of like Muse
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, when I was growing up, like my introduction to music was classical guitar. That was like what I like learned first and sort of grew up on. So like I sort of fell in love with all those like the little things between the lines, like that sort of convey emotion and stuff. So yeah, sort of bring that into it as much as possible, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, carry on.
Like I said, I just rock up and I just put the fattest reverb on and just like tremolo it and just I cover the whole top of everyone and just a cloud of reverb, and that's all I do. And
I feel like I've got quite a left field one. I don't know if maybe isn't left field, but I grew up playing in church, like drumming in church loads, and as well as getting a bit of that like gospely kind of thing. I think a lot of my drumming, more than I realize, is kind of dominated by a lot of the things that I do in church drumming, like really atmospheric, like lots of builds, lots of dynamics, and like I think that is actually, now that I think about it, a massive inspiration in how I sort of orchestrate music with guitars, is like how to build and drop down music and how to really, so I think that might be a bit of a left field one for sort of progressive hardcore stuff, but yeah.
I mean, you've got there's definitely an overlap with classical music and kind of the heavier stuff, and I can definitely see that crossover with the gospel style drumming as well, because you've got that sort of feel heavy building up, which, moving on to your track coming out, you've got that big build up before it suddenly gets really heavy, which on first listen I absolutely loved.
Thank you, dude.
Nice one.
So obviously you've got your track Awake. What was the writing process behind that?
So I sort of wrote the sort of skeleton of the song. I've had it in the bank for a while actually. It was actually the first song that I came to Ferg with when we both like sort of were talking about the band. And I sent it to Ferg and Ferg loved it, I think, I hope.
One of the first things I said was, "Wow, that sounds like one of my favorite songs ever."
Yeah, which is
so I was like, I want to be on that.
Right? Yeah,
did it sound like one of your favorite songs, or were you saying that was your favorite song?
It sounded like one of the songs. Yeah. So, song called Peninsula by a band called Acres. It kind of like it follows a similar sort of pattern, and then like kind of kind of artistically very similar. And I was like, dang, I need to be part of this, because that's my kind of music.
Yeah, it was cool. It was great because sort of especially the intro bit, like the build up and stuff. That was sort of we haven't really changed that much, but like for the heavier bit, we sort of we just jammed it loads, and then everyone sort of made it their own thing, which was great because it was sort of the song was sort of already written because I'd done it quite a while ago, and then it was just made way better by everyone in the band, which was awesome. It was like the first time actually that I'd like. I remember we played it one of our sessions, and it was genuinely like a light bulb moment of oh my god, this is actually like how you know it's everything I wanted it and more, and it was so cool. And then like when we did go into the studio and record it, it was quite an easy process, and you know we got it done pretty much straight away. And all of us are like we have all production backgrounds and musician backgrounds, so we it's all self-produced. We just got it mastered by a guy called Bob Cooper, who's awesome. He's based in Leeds. But otherwise, everything else was done by us, and we recorded it all ourselves and everything. So it was the song was there, but we definitely like it evolved with all of us, and you can definitely hear a little bit of all of us in it. I think, which is really cool.
I guess kind of, I mean, when I listened to it that first time, it almost reminded me of some of those films that go from like 0 to 180 really quickly. Because at the start of it, you're like, this isn't heavy. I was expecting a bit heavier, and then it builds up, and then it suddenly does get a lot heavier.
Yeah,
and when you're just like, oh, okay, we're heavy now. We're heavy now.
Amazing.
We
That's
like
the
this.
dream.
It was a really solid track, and for a debut release as well, it's absolutely solid.
Thank you, man.
Thank you,
That's
man.
really kind. Yeah, that's awesome.
And the fact it's all recorded, or the fact that you did all the recording as well, it's just some top talent.
Thanks, man. Genuinely, really appreciate that. That's awesome.
So I guess then another big question about the track is, what is it about? Is there a story or message behind it, or
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we do have a sort of like well, I guess with the music we try and like create worlds, I guess. Not to sound too cliche, but try and like create worlds and create characters and stuff. And I think it is like a little bit of a story of I mean, I guess what it is about is a person gets lost in this sort of dreamscape, like it's a different universe, like a parallel universe or whatever, sort of backrooms vibes kind of thing. And basically they're trying to find someone that they've sort of lost. They've like awoken in this, whatever this is, hence the name, awake. And yeah, just the person that usually brings them down to earth isn't there anymore. So they're like trying to find them. And it's a pretty basic story really, but it's you know, it's sort of delving into loads of different emotions like loss and you know all that kind of stuff and how it's sort of dealt with. And then because like with the worlds we try and build and the lyrics and how it all works, we quite like people to sort of take what they want from it rather than us force like you know anything upon the listener. But it's more like it would be really cool that if someone listens to it and then they take something maybe a bit differently to someone else who listens to it, and then you know I don't know if that makes any sense, but
I mean,
but I guess that's sort of what we're going for.
With you almost talking about the John Williams, still Star Wars, talking about the John Williams sort of the score and the film music side of things, I can definitely see that sort of world building sound, the swirly, reverby atmospherics building up that world. So that makes perfect sense. And I think having a song where it is a bit open to interpretation, it sort of encourages that conversation of what you think it's about. It gets people talking about the track. It gets people going, well, actually, I think it means this. And going all in the Reddit forums trying to decide what that one line of lyrics mean. And you know,
that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, yeah, any form of mystery is cool. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, being able to make your own meaning from song, I think is like kind of it makes it resonate a bit more with the listener because then they can sort of like make their own meaning. You know, they can choose what mood they're in when they listen to it. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as much as we want to build a story that's really prominent, I think having the ability to make someone decipher it completely of whatever they want it to be is also great. Like we'll obviously have our own interpretation, but I feel like I almost don't want to say too much on it because then if someone really strongly feels one way about it, they can.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's nice leaving it open to interpretation, and I'm guessing I'll touch on this a bit more towards the end, but I'm guessing as well that's kind of what we're going to expect from a lot more THORN stuff going
Yeah,
forward. It is
definitely.
kind of that mystery, ambiguous songwriting, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've sort of worked really hard recently on like crafting a really cool live set and like doing all the like we've got like intro tracks and some transitionary stuff, and we're trying to do like a sort of narrative from start to finish. I mean,
Nice.
it's super vague, but like it's it's sort of it's meant to be like that backrooms sort of vibes, like very weird and you know just a bit strange. But I guess we are, yeah, all the other songs we've got, because we've got quite a few others sort of locked and loaded. They're not
Got
recorded
enough for
yet,
an
but
EP.
yeah, definitely
Hint,
enough for an
hint.
EP. And they all sort of blend together, kind of in a way. They all have their own identity, but they do sort of. We want like previously mentioned, we do want it to be if they were on an album, you could just press play from the top, and it's like a full on. It's a roller coaster, man. Just like a ride from start to finish, and just like an experience, rather than just like like relying on singles and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's the plan.
It's music made for sticking on the record player and just sitting down, not kind of skipping songs and shuffling songs. And
If someone skips
Absolutely,
our song like halfway through, like a list of them, I'll be no, not my friend anymore. Specs the queue.
so
Yeah.
then you mentioned almost crafting a really exciting live set. Narrative idea sounds really cool. Doesn't matter how vague it is, it's still linking, it's still really nice. Have you got any sort of upcoming shows that you're going to test that out in, or?
We haven't got anything like actually booked in yet, just because we've been like focusing so much on like getting the track done and sort of getting it released. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. Hey,
Yeah, I was gonna say. Like
What
picking them up.
the
What the hell?
hell?
I thought I was gonna be the one to drop out.
hello. You're pretty good dropping out, aren't you, Louis?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh shit, we're still recording as well.
That's yes.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool,
wonder
bro.
if
Don't you worry.
I wonder if
Anyway,
it does actually still record. Imagine if everything's deleted. That'd be so sad.
maybe set up.
Probably not. No, because I'll record the meeting, not the.
Yeah. Still going.
Interesting.
We need some like transition music right now. Some
Just
nice
message
like
saying his
elevator
laptop's
stuff.
died.
Let's do some acapella.
Let's do acapella of Awake. I'll do the drums. Louis, you do the lead guitar. Cam, you sing. Jack, you do bass.
Wait,
shit,
one
no,
sec.
what
I'm just
part?
replying.
What do you mean? I thought you were
I'll
going
be
to
a
do
trumpet.
Okay, I'm ready for the acapella. What are we doing?
Awake.
Scoobity bop bop scooby scoobity bop booty bop bop scoobity boop doop scoobity boop bada 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 bop.
I really hope he uses this.
Professionals.
Game faces, everybody. Game faces.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Oh,
Right.
Not entirely sure what happened there. I will use the powers of editing. Was
Yes.
it recording whilst I was gone?
Yeah, I think it's still,
Yes,
it's
it
still
was.
got the red light. We did a nice acapella for you.
Yeah, got some gold right there.
Yeah.
When I get the
You need to put.
the technical difficulties, just a do do.
Yeah. Hang in there.
So live set. Talk, so kind of upcoming shows. Where are we at with that then?
Yeah, so we're trying to get some. We're messaging everyone we can now. Well, we're sort of waiting for the track to come out because it's quite difficult to like try and get like on stuff when there's nothing to show anyone.
Yeah.
So I think once the single's out, we can like really like hammer it down with people, get it signed. We've been sending emails and stuff though.
Yeah.
But we are we're looking at even like maybe putting on our own gig in Leeds at some point, just with our friends, and just use it as a sort of quite a relaxed gig, just to like, you know, almost as a practice with the set, because it's like we're going quite hard on like the in-ears and all that kind of stuff. Luckily, Cameron's absolutely kitted out all that stuff, and Cam's been in bands before that have used it. So he's an absolute godsend on that stuff. But I personally, I've never used it before, so it'll be good to, you know, give it a good practice and everything. And yeah.
I think as well that like we're wanting to do less of like a gig or like a band play. We want it to be more like a show, which is very cliche but very true. I think when we play, it is very much like soundscape, like just sort of in this show. Like I'd be a lot happier. Well, maybe not a lot happier. This is just me. If people were like jaw dropped rather than like moshing, I feel like I'd rather that, because it's something that you can just kind of soak in. Obviously, there's high energy moments, but I think it's building a show rather than a gig. So we've kind of we had some ideas for gigs, but I think we've sort of leveled up our expectation because of what we've put together with obviously Cam's like massive experience in that. I think we've sort of looked to level up. So I'd rather take the time to get some of the gigs that we're wanting.
Yeah,
I think there's a complete difference between getting up on stage and playing live and performing live. And I think a lot of the time you're kind of watching bands going, this is great, but it's not really a performance. So the fact that you guys have almost jumped straight to thinking about that performance stage is excellent. And just based on Awake alone, you've got that sound. So it'd be really cool seeing how that all weaves.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Live set. And if you come a little bit further away from Leeds and closer to Peterborough, Cambridge area, I will try and make it down.
Dude. 100%.
Put a circle play anywhere.
I can ping over some venue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, there's a few good ones around this area that are kind of, as long as you've got the audience and as long as you can kind of make a nice sort of lineup out of it, a really nice vibe.
Amazing. Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be sick, yeah.
So, got a couple of questions left. One slightly serious, one slightly less so serious. Obviously, Awake, either coming out or already out, depending on when this goes live. Have we got any other sort of releases lined up, or are we just kind of putting our focus into this one at the minute and then just going from there?
We've got an idea, I think. Like we've got the songs that were like, these will go well together. Because like Awake is sort of like it's setting up for what's to come. It's building the world, and then we've got some material that sort of builds upon Awake.
Yeah, definitely.
Both like thematically and like kind of also stylistically, like they kind of sounds like, you know, like cohesive pieces already. So as of yet, we haven't started recording, but I think
we definitely
soon
will do. Yeah, definitely see 100%. I think we're like locked and loaded, like primed and ready to go, to be fair. I think there's a good, probably like a good EP worth of material that we could just like whack out fairly quickly. But yeah, obviously, I think if we can find that time, we absolutely will. And obviously super excited to get more stuff out there.
Yeah.
I mean, does it make it easier or harder that you kind of record it all, produce it all yourselves, and just send it to someone else to master?
That is you know what, that's a great question, because it's both, isn't it? It's like, it makes some aspects so much easier, but other aspects like quite a lot harder. Because I think like as well, when we're like mixing it and stuff, we're a lot more critical on ourselves, and like because you know how the song you want it to sound. So it's like you're like, if it doesn't, even by like the slightest detail, you'd be like hammering down that when it's probably something that like no one cares about. And but
They'll care.
but it makes it easier in the aspect that, like, for instance, we do like all the guitars and stuff just in the box. We just go around to one of each other's houses and plug in, and in fact we do that with everything apart from the drums. We record the drums live, because Louis is incredible drummer, and if we can avoid
Really
these
can't
samples,
replace.
we try not to, because I think there's a lot of performance, especially from Louis playing stuff, that we do want to capture, and like the nuance of the fills and stuff. So we put a lot of effort into like the drums to make sure they're captured well, and then everything else is sort of we can just do in a room, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is good. It's a lot
Yeah.
cheaper.
It's the way the genre is sort of going now anyway. Like this whole sort of like metal genre. Which is why it's nice keeping live drums, because it kind of adds like a rawer kind of
Yeah.
like, overall effect.
I mean, I was like listening to a Bring Me the Horizon podcast the other day. They were like talking about like their production and stuff. And they were saying how like even a lot of their guitars are MIDI now, like on the new album, which
Yeah.
completely blew my mind, to be honest. I was like, that is, I mean, when you listen to it, it kind of makes sense because it's so quantized, but like it did, I was like, oh my God, I don't think we could go down that road.
You
Get
can't
the
replace
Sibelius
it, can
guitars in.
Yeah.
Sibelius guitars.
Yeah.
You're missing that whole human element as soon as you kind of
Yeah.
take it to digital. And yeah, the human approach might not be 100% perfect or quantized or in time or whatever, but
That's
it's
what's
still
good about it.
but it's still human.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be pretty fuming if you replaced me with like a MIDI guitar. But like, am I not good enough for you? Or like, what?
You go
The
on
ultimate disrespect.
you go on stage
Yeah.
and it's just like, here we are, we've got the Ferg Bot 2000.
Get a bug, Eddie.
Hello, I play guitar.
No, it's more like, hello, my name's Ferg and I'm a robot.
That was good.
I think was that a good impression? Would you?
He
A
likes
brummie,
taking
yeah,
the
but not a
piss because like so you'll never guess, but I'm a brummie. And of course, like for some reason Louis can do a much better brummie accent than I can, even though I'm from. and Jack as well, actually. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
me
putting you
too.
there, but I don't
Yeah.
know if you are there. Jack's also from the same place as me, and we both have done it the accent, which I think will bode well for our success because people actually want to listen to us now.
Wow.
Playing a hardcore band like Mel. Sorry.
That's why you don't get any Brummy death metal singers, because it's just that thick accent.
Yeah, let's give me
Yeah.
one more time. Yeah.
But no, the last question quickly. Obviously, you've talked about sort of your tracks having a lot of a world building sound to it and having that story. Would we or could we ever see something that goes into that world a bit more, whether it's, comic books or stories? Because, every metal band does a comic book nowadays. So could we see something sort of expanding that Thorn sort of story?
Ferg's eyes just lit up. So.
Yeah, the comic book is sick.
Lunchboxes for sure.
Lunchboxes.
Loads of lunchboxes.
Yeah.
No, comic books is a great shout, to be fair. But we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go hard on like the videos and stuff. We want to like do quite interesting music videos. We're gonna put quite a lot of effort into capturing the style through the video, I think.
Yeah, it'd be cool to make actual sort of like short form movies, maybe.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be cool.
There's Arcade Fire did it years ago with the Suburbs. They made like a little 30-minute sort of short story, and that I think that's a really cool little way to expand, on like the world that we've created, but without music, and sort of like follow other sort of aspects of being creative and that, like, and imagine all of us acting in a film, like
That'd be great. That'd be cool.
I mean, are your acting skills up there? Is it
100%?
I did drama in
I've been acting like I
GCSE,
like
to be
these
fair.
guys for
That's
6
fine,
months.
Hey, that was rough.
Nice.
I put on a show every day.
Nice.
Flair for the drama.
Your GCSE drama will come in clutch after.
I hope so, dude. I hope so. I think I did Blood Brothers back in the day. What a play.
Damn.
You've got it all sorted then.
Oh yeah.
Get you in a wig playing all the different characters.
Oh, that'd be great.
Paint like one side of his face.
Yeah.
Like, one side clean shaven, one side like beard.
I can't decide if that would be really artistic or unique, or really rubbish and would just fall on its face really quick.
No, all of the above.
I think I know which one I think it would be.
It'll be a cult classic in 10 years. Don't worry.
That's the plan. I think that's what we're gonna go for. Do the long run.
Like being it for the long run.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
dude.
But no,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on here. Minus
No,
the odd
thank you.
little
Thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, genuinely, honestly, thank you so much. Because obviously we're quite new and this is all quite new to us. So the fact you've given us a platform and like actually, being so responsive and cool, like that is huge, man. Thank you so much.
I mean, I massively appreciate it. I mean, I'm still very new to this myself, so we're all in this together, all helping and supporting.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. Yeah.
I look forward to hearing the a cappella that you guys did. Have a little technical.
It's good.
Oh
Honestly,
no, it's
good.
great. Yeah.
There'll be a B-side at some point.
But no, thank you again so much for coming on here, having this quick chat, and I look forward to seeing more of the stuff that you come out with, because
Nice one, man. Yeah.
Awake has set the bar really high.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome.